Here's a topic I've been thinking about, and that's politics. Politics runs your country, runs your tribe, your province, state. It runs the world, politics. But politics is also, it's addicting, it's negative, it's too much, you don't know where the truth is, it's overwhelming, and for most people, they're not interested or they don't want to get interested because it's such a deep rabbit hole. Here's the thing, if you don't care about politics, it'll just use and abuse you because politics doesn't really care about you either. So if you're not involved with the topic, you have no idea what direction your country or place is heading to and what's going on. Now, if you do get involved with politics, it's so overwhelming and there's so much fake news that you have almost very little idea of what truth to follow unless you get really, really deep into it. Really do your research. Now, the question is, do you have time for that research? Do you want to sacrifice that time for research? My answer to that is no. Here's the thing. I care about my freedom. I care about my rights. I care about all these things. But the thing is, I don't want to be a person who's just on their computer researching politics all the time. I don't want to be the politics guy. I don't want to really get that involved in it. So, what is the solution? What is my philosophy? Well, it is this. Anything related to politics is man-made. Man-made. It's made and run by man. Mankind goes corrupt. Doesn't matter what it is, it goes corrupt because mankind at its core is corrupt or can go corrupt. You know what I mean? By money, by power, by influence, by ego. It goes corrupt. It doesn't matter if it's democracy, if it's a dictator. It doesn't mean if there's voting. It doesn't matter if your country's doing good, it's conservative or liberal. It doesn't matter. It will go corrupt eventually. It doesn't matter if it's in your time or the next generation. Eventually, the lies will make it corrupt. So, corruption exists. No matter where I am, corruption will affect me eventually or my children. What do? Well, option one, you get obsessed with politics and you try to change it with your voice and try to have an influence. You ignore it, or you become rich. Well, oh my God, I have to become rich. What does that mean? Well, rich people don't die in war. Rich people run away. Rich people are usually the ones who start war. Rich people benefit from war. I'm not saying you should benefit from war. I'm just saying rich people don't die in war. When war breaks out, rich people are gone. They're in Switzerland. They're on some island. They're in a jet. They're somewhere else. Broke people die. Peasants die. We die. So, the only option, in my eyes, is you go off grid, you live in some camper somewhere, and you seclude yourself from society. You ignore it, live your normal life, and whatever consequences happen, they're your fault. And you have to accept them. Inflation, corrupt state, shitty prime minister, shitty government, shitty president, shitty laws, all that type of stuff, your fault. Or you get rich and escape. Escape the game. If one country goes corrupt, you move. If your state goes corrupt, you move. If you don't like shit, you leave. Now, also, if you have a lot of money, that's how you truly influence politics as well. You can become a spokesperson even when you're broke and change it with your voice and go out there and try your best. But the people who really influence the world, change the world, manipulate the world are the people who have the most zeros on their bank account. And that's a fact. They rule everything. They don't care about you. They don't care about anything else besides what they got in their mind and how they can make it possible. That's why people, they invest millions, billions into PACs or groups or organizations that influence their agenda. So now imagine you want to promote X. Okay, I'm a nobody. I go out there, guys, we should do X. Let's go do X. Let's go change X. Let's go do this. How far are you going to get with that? But let's say you take $1 million, $10 million, $100 million invested into the mission of promoting X. What do you think will happen then? What type of change do you think you can conquer? What change can you manifest if you put some real fucking money behind it? And that's what these people like Gates, Soros, Fauci, Bezos, whatever name. I'm not saying they're evil. I'm not saying they're good. I'm just saying they have money and they're pushing whatever they want to push. And they're not going to listen to some people down here who live in the residential area who have some sort of vision. Nah. They have a vision. Also because they think they're richer than you, which makes them more intelligent than you, which makes them more superior to you, which makes them eventually have the feeling that they should decide over you. Sorry, but that's just how it goes. And if you have money, you can seclude yourself. You can run away, you can build a life somewhere else, they'll let you be. Or you can get really deep into it and start influencing of your own accord, pushing money into things that you think are right. If they're right or not, that's not my decision, but I'm just saying that's how it works. And I personally don't want my children going to war. I don't want to go to war. I've heard the stories. My family tree's been there, done that. And I see that everything goes corrupt. Brands, companies, businesses, societies, whatever it may be, it goes corrupt. And now it is only a question of will you get affected or not, and how badly, right? I'm just saying, money is the only option. Only option, unless you want to be a freedom speecher, preacher, and go out there and try it that way. But I think money is way better. Safety, security, resources, influence, power, opportunities, options. That's my opinion on politics, because politics makes me very angry, so I know it's a passion of mine, but I can't solve it. The only way I can solve it is in a way to get rid of that anger, is to protect myself against it. I'm not the type who's going to sit on that computer and research, document papers from governments and letters and who's telling the truth, and is Putin lying, and is that guy wrong, and is that guy right, and who shot the first bullet, and who is oppressing who. Like, I don't fucking know. Is that a lie? Probably. Is that the truth? I don't know. So the only thing I can literally do is just prepare myself against the worst. You know, like learning how to fight. You're preparing against the worst. A fight. You want to protect yourself. You know how scared you are if you're fighting someone and you don't know how to fight? Well, imagine fighting corruption, but you don't have money to fight it or flee or run. And then we're all these victims of this game. Victims in a way, self-made victims, but also in a way programmed, brainwashed, influenced. Just a way of life, almost unavoidable, just happens like that. But you have to become aware. You need to know that eventually anything will go corrupt. Democracy, socialism, the votings, the laws, like, you have no influence. Very little. Very little. Very, very, very little. You know, if they want to, they shut down the whole country. The whole planet. Except for rich people. So, become rich. That's my answer to politics. Keep an eye open, see where there are fires so you can avoid them, right? If there's a huge fire, let's say Palestine, Ukraine, whole dangerous border situations in some countries, you can see those fires. Like, you don't need to be a conspiracy theory as a specialist or a politician. Like, shit's burning over there. I don't want to go there. So that's good. And if shit starts burning where you are, not what the media is saying, but if you go outside and the energy feels like, holy shit, I'm suffocating, shit ain't right, this don't feel right, people on the street have the same opinion as me, not the news, real people on the street around you, then you should probably take some sort of action or know, hey, there's a fire breaking out. Trust yourself, trust your gut, trust your eyes, do your research, find the truth, don't listen to the media, listen to real people, different opinions from different countries, and eventually you'll also figure out that corruption is in every country, any system, whatever. The citizens are the victims, the rich people don't die, so get rich, prepare yourself for corruption, be prepared, be loving, and that's my opinion on politics.